All right, and hello again, everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of Factorio. I'm going to pick up right up where I left off on the last one. So, if you'll remember, we were just talking about plans for expanding our oil. And so, like I said, I want to have this down here be dedicated to probably plastics, so that way you have more than enough. So what I might actually do is drive around a little bit and just see what I can find if there's any other oil. Because what I'm going to want to do is start producing trains and start producing tracks so I can start belting, or so I can start using the trains to carry more stuff back over here to this main part and go from there. Um, Now it looks like we're actually closing in on the research that we can get done before we're going to need both military and blue, but obviously I'm still leaving the aliens alone because, I'm trying not to just eradicate a species. Uh, I care, somewhat when I play these kinds of games, even if it's, fictional and shouldn't be too invested, but it is what it is. Like I said, it comes with trying to just be wholesome personality, and I'm not 100% interested in the conquest of the bugs if I can help it. So, I say let's try and see if there's anything either out to the west over here or northeast. So let's start with the northeast, avoid the bugs, and see if there's anything that's going on over here. Because obviously, we've still got bugs that are just doing their own thing. And, obviously, as I am sorry if the way I have setups is, not like the quote unquote intended experience, but at the end of the day, it was like the games are about having fun, and obviously, these options wouldn't be allowed, and all these mods wouldn't be allowed if the developers didn't feel like, you could tailor the experience to the way you play the game. If and that if that's what they added in, then I was like, that's an important part about actually trying to make a game that someone can play for hundreds of hours over multiple different years. Because it was like, I'm pretty sure I bought this a few years ago, like I said, because this was back when the game was still $20 instead of 30, which I actually don't remember when they changed that. But yeah, I've spent a lot of time playing this. I've spent a lot of time just kind of going through things over and over again. It's interesting that you've got a lot of like detailed stats of the bugs too. That's pretty cool. But like I said, I tailored the experience to what I wanted, and just been working hard to just enjoy it and not worry too much. Although I love how I said northeast, and I still went southeast, but yeah. So obviously, the driving I can enjoy in this game, but it's a little hard because I want to be zoomed out so I can see things, but then I constantly run into stuff and I'm needing to repair my vehicle. And you can hear the thud as I run into trees that and that was a big sandy rock. Oh, more trees. Oops. Okay. All right. Well, um, yep. This is a little bit better. The desert, where I can hopefully run into less things. One thing I'm definitely interested in is using trains more because I was like I've done it a little bit, and obviously I was like I've it kind of helps to have a little bit of programming knowledge to work with them because it's like everything's all logic gates, but luckily they make it simple enough that you don't have to actually program to get anything together. It's just, like I said, it's all just logic gates. But, for some people who, might have issues with programming, they might run into issues with this. Um, but like I said, luckily, it's programming is something that I actually enjoy a lot, and will hopefully be able to do some cool things with in terms of trains. I think one thing that's interesting is you have people that have made setups for trains that can like build their own tracks and move forward. So you can just have it, I guess, go in a certain direction and keep expanding just infinitely that way. And then obviously, you can. I think you can manually change the trains to like come back and all sorts of stuff like that. So if you want to have it go a bit and then have it come back and then travel down the train track yourself, or you just get another train and go straight while it's doing its thing, and eventually you'll get something interesting out of it. And speaking of, I'm still running into literally everything. Don't think I've found any more oil yet. Oh, never mind. I actually missed that oil up there. Okay, so like I said, so since so since this, we'll make this plastic, and luckily I can actually make different icons. And can we give you, yeah, we'll give you the plastic icon. Plastic icon. There we go. So, that way we'll know that plastic is where we want to make it there. And then we'll need to oil for later. And we'll want to probably belt, and by belt I mean pipe this oil down over to our base. So yeah, I'll just do that. Okay, so I was like, at least we have a little bit more that we know how to work with. So let's go ahead and just go on back to base, and we'll figure out the next steps from there. So, and as always, hopefully everyone is doing well, having a good day. A lot's kind of going on, obviously, for everyone as things just progress more and more on a daily basis. But yeah, so like I said, as always, I just wish that people are doing well, and hopefully the content that I'm making is also enjoyable and able to make your day better. And as always, if that's the case, feel free to leave me a comment, feel free to like the video, and just let me know that you're enjoying things, because any amount of support is always appreciated. I always enjoy, just putting the work in and doing the best that I can to make everyone happy. I know obviously I can't make everyone happy, but if I can, work hard and help people enjoy things, then that's what matters to me. Especially again, since things are pretty rough right now, it's like any amount of joy that I can provide and do for people is meaningful. So let's double check. So we need engine units, sulfur, and advanced circuits for our blue chemical packs. Luckily, we can produce sulfur, we can produce engines, and we can almost start producing red circuits. Now, the only thing that we're going to want to take into account is that if we want to produce more sulfur, we're going to need to make more. We're going to need to get more oil. So right now, I'm trying to figure out if that's what I want my main priority to be, is getting the red circuits and the blue research started. Because now, obviously, we've got accumulators working, we've got solar panels working. So I think the oil would probably be for the best. And we can go from there. So let's actually, we'll take you. Let's expand our energy right quick, just so that way we can make sure we have more than enough. and we will go from there. Because actually I'm not sure how much. Okay, so we've got 100 millijoules saved just overnight. I mean, we use. Sorry, is that Milla or Mega? It's a good question. Might be Mega. Yeah, I think Mega is capital M and Milla is lowercase m. Mega prefix. Okay, yeah, so it is Mega, which is. Okay, so 1 million. So a megawatt and then a megajoule. There we go. That's your your thing you might have learned today if you didn't already know. Which I feel like it was common knowledge because I knew it off the top of my head, almost at least. Despite obviously me forgetting about whether it was mega or milla, but yeah, I was pretty sure that it was mega after I said milla because I was like, it's a capital M. That's why, it was like if you wanted something, you'd get like a. Well, actually, that joke doesn't work. But if you get like a turtle, you can name it terabyte, because you got that, and then you can get one of my favorites is like getting a small dog and then naming it megabyte, like BYTE for both tera and megabyte, and obviously there are plays on words and whatnot, but I enjoy stuff like that. It was like you've heard some of the bad puns I've told on here so far, so shouldn't be too big of a surprise. But if it is, well then there's the news. I like puns, and I cannot lie about it. I like bad puns, and I cannot lie. Man, if only those aligned and I could just autoplays, that would be nice. Okay, yeah, so we should have plenty of power to keep up with our power needs. And then we can start belting things down to one another and expand from there. We've got a lot of rails that we can make. That's probably part of the reason why we need stone on the main bus. Because we'll need stone, steel, and iron sticks in order to actually make rails. And once we start making rails, we can, obviously build our trains and start moving things from one place to another. Let's go ahead and we'll just finish this out in no particular order because I'm not too worried. But let's get ourselves some more power pools made and connect everything up. Now, you may be asking yourself, why am I not using the medium electric poles? And I would say that's a good question. I figure I'm not using it because I'm not too worried about it at this current moment. Cool. And we can actually unlock the military science packs. But, we'll do what you gotta do. And, at least with this setup right here, we can make like pretty nice blocks, and it's about as dense as we can get it for at least what we have right now. So one gap, and then 1, 2, one gap, 1. Oh no, that first one can be full, and then 1, 2. And then we will place you here, and we can do one more row all the way down. And now we've doubled the amount that we actually have stored. As you can see with, well, I guess actually we didn't double it, but we tripled it. Which definitely not too bad. we've got a lot of solar panels to be able to keep up, and so we'll do that. We'll get 1, 2, and then we can start making some more a little bit later. But we'll at least get those in their proper spots, and we'll be able to store more and more energy as we go on and do some good things. Oh, I forgot to start the next one. Oh, and see, actually, one of the things that I started talking a little bit in the last episode, so Bioshock Infinite, like I mentioned, I did a bit of reading on a lot of the philosophy that kind of comes into the game and how a lot of that stuff works. And one of my favorite things about it, oh, actually, we should balance this right quick. But one of my favorite things is based upon the illusion of choice. So that was like, if you haven't played, I would definitely recommend playing the game. But it was like I actually did an entire paper on the illusion of choice within the Bioshock series because it was like it's very interesting how decisions are presented to you in the game, and how your decisions themselves actually might just not have as much meaning as you think they do. And it's it's purposeful. It's not just the like, oh look, here's a decision to make. This enhances like your feeling of impact on the game. There's actually reasons why you can make the choices you do, and obviously a lot of the game is based around okay, sorry, I'm also talking specifically about Infinite, like Bioshock Infinite, but all the games are kind of connected. Which I was like, it obviously isn't a spoiler because it's the same game in the series, but I was like, one, I would recommend if you don't want it spoiled for you, then like I said, I'm trying to keep it minimal, just because I don't want to create any issues with that. But it's like the entire game is based around the illusion of choice, and it's interesting because it's a prevalent theme in all of the, or at least all of the games, I'm pretty sure. At least I know the first one and Infinite focus a lot on that illusion of choice, and how your decisions aren't always your decisions, or they might just not matter. You might think that you have some sort of control when you don't. And I think that's a very interesting thing to kind of hit upon. And it's like, we as people like to believe that we're in control of our own destiny, but as cheesy as it sounds, it's pretty much the case. But sometimes that's not how things actually end up turning out. Also, I think I'm going to produce some more gears. I think what we'll do is we'll fill a chest with gears. So we'll come down here and make a fast one of you. Actually, you know what? Let's make... Oh, no, wait. We don't have advanced circuits. Never mind. You know what? Can I do that and then get rid of you? Sure can. But... So, it was like a lot of it kind of comes down to, messing with that, where it's like, like I said, as people, we like to believe that we can, control our own destiny and all sorts of stuff like that. And, life doesn't always seem to work out like that. And, it's kind of sad to realize that that's the case. But, it's like, obviously, you still have a lot of control over, what you can do and all that fun stuff. At the end of the day, if you try, you can't blame anything else for things not going on because you tried, and if that's the way it turns out, then that's the way it turns out. And obviously, this is kind of where you get into the debate of, is life based upon different rules? Is there something out there that's guiding us, and something that's got a plan? And that gets into religion and all that fun stuff. And as someone who's not super religious, it doesn't mean too much to me. I was like, that's not what I'm interested in debating. I'm agnostic, so, I was like, I believe that there's probably something more out there than what we know, but I try not to bum myself out too much with thinking of that. I was like, I'd much rather be the one that's in control of how my life goes and feel that I have that control, because I'm who I am and I'm the person that I want to be. And obviously, like I said, that kind of comes back to why I work on creating positive content here. I want to make a change, and I was like, at the end of the day, that's kind of how I work through things, and work on being a better person, work on spreading joy and positivity with allowing people to have a space where they can just have a good time, and myself is included in that, and that's why I do this work that I'm doing right now. But yes, like I said, Bioshock Infinite is definitely a really good time. Like I said, I might be a little biased on it just because I've written a paper on the illusion of choice in the game, and obviously I have to like it if I was willing to choose that for a class assignment, which was a class assignment, so I still had to do something. But I I genuinely got excited when the professor was like, "This is what we're going to be doing." And I was like, "Yeah, you bet. I'm going to write a paper on this." And especially since it was a game design class, I had the freedom to write the paper on it. Because I definitely had another professor that was like, "Hey, sorry, you can't write about games." Because I guess they just gotten so many different papers about it, because there's a lot of people that want to write about that topic. But this was like a general English class, so it might have been one that was taken by a lot of people that are in my major. I'm not 100% sure. But, I can definitely understand not wanting to really like have to deal with that. And it was like they made it clear that they weren't going to let us write about it, so I didn't get to write about it there. I wrote about something else instead. But having an opportunity to write about something that I'm like genuinely interested in and is related to what I want to do in the future for a career, it was an interesting time. So let's see here. We've got a bunch of gears. We should be able to make some. Yep, there we go. Circuit stuff done. Gates. It's funny because it's like I got the aliens right here that aren't attacking me until I attack them. Which actually, I'd still be interested to test things out to see how that works. So let's actually save. And I'm just going to see what happens if I attack one, if it'll aggro these guys too, or if it aggro all of them. I was like, because, I'll probably die just trying to attack these. But, okay, so I mean, they didn't attack me at all. And they're actually no longer aggressive. Interesting. I definitely would not like to be this guy right now, because I actually almost just got chills just because I'm not a big fan of bugs, that's for sure. Let's just go ahead and reload that though. So I was like, I'm not interested in killing them right now, but definitely a little bit of like the that creepy crawly feeling, because didn't realize that they were big bugs, even though obviously I should have known that they were. So we need to bring oil from there and make coal down here. So I think that's going to be the first thing that we make. I'm going to grab a bunch of pipes while I'm here, because I'm not 100% sure about how many I'll need, but it'll be good to just have, you know, a bunch if I can. And we'll take a bunch of iron, and that way we can make a bunch of these. Oh, let's actually get rid of those. And we'll make, yeah, this will hopefully be enough. If not, it's going to be a little bit annoying, but let's go ahead and start on our long walk, because yeah, we'll probably bring it down and then over. But I think that'll be annoying to place if I'm in a car. Also need to bring a bunch of electrical poles to, you know, get everything together. So yeah, let's just get started making a bunch of that. Go ahead and grab the car here. And we now have the very fun journey of coming over here and we'll get on over to our oil. And oh, as normal, run into cliffs and all sorts of stuff. Figure we should probably try and go down and around. You know, avoid killing the buggos. And oh, is it actually in the middle of the forest? It's definitely what it seems like. So hopefully that'll slow down. Yep, of course. One of my favorite parts about when you unlock the robots is you can use the deconstruction blueprint, or the deconstruction planner, and it'll actually cause them to just like fly out, and the robots can like instantly take down trees, which is the nicest feeling. Because you don't have to do a bunch of work like this to actually get access to anything. But alright, so we've got one there. Yeah, let's actually clear those. And we can set our pump jacks onto here. So we got one. And hopefully I won't have to clear out this whole forest to get access to the stuff that I want. So I feel like there's one somewhere around here. Yep. Luckily it's not too far away from everything, but ooh, that's good. I'm glad that I can actually just use that, because I don't have to, you know, go around blindly. I can just see the green outlines. Don't know if that's purposeful or not, but very nice. Definitely not gonna complain. Yeah, this kind of comes down to the fun part of the game where it's like hitting patches of progression before having to do a bunch more work to continue doing some progression. But I definitely don't mind. Like I said, this is a game that I very much enjoy, I've spent a lot of time with, and am willing to spend even more time with, obviously, for, making a series and having some fun. Let's rotate you, and we can go like that. You can come here, and we'll connect those two up. And you, and you. We can do that. Both of you can be covered. And we'll rotate over here. We'll connect you up. And that actually is going into the building, which is not what we want. So we'll connect you there, and then that can go like that. And, obviously no set way that I'm kind of doing things right now, but there we go. So we get you set up. And, yeah, we need to come down like that. So those are connected, those connected. And that should be everything oil over here. Because I know that it said 700%, so we had 7 to work with. So there we go. And now we just need you there, and you there. Let's go ahead and grab our car. And now we just go down and all the way back. And I guess maybe we go back with the pipes first, and then we can bring the whatchamacallit up back. Ooh, stronger explosives. Just what I was looking for in my very violent playthrough of this game. But obviously that will be useful for when we need to clear things out, so that way we can build. But if I can help it, I'm not gonna go out of my way to really attack them. But I never know if I actually am gonna need them for anything, like any products or anything like that. Like I feel like it's not a thing anymore because I don't remember picking up anything, but it used to have like a alien research pack that was based on killing the aliens, and then you could get the materials from them. But I wonder if maybe they were like, yeah, well, that's not fair if you want to play the game without them, because then you stop yourself from being able to do a bunch of research. And I think that was a good choice. I think that was nice of them to just be like, yeah, you know what, we come straight down. Yeah, we'll actually meet right back up. So make sure that that's all connected and continue going. But, obviously the developers have put a bunch of work into this game and have tried their best to make sure that everything makes sense, and it's very accessible. And obviously it is very accessible, as a lot of people have a lot of time in it and all that fun stuff. And let's actually bring you. We'll come over here, and we can connect up. Yeah, let's move you just like one space over. And there we go. We can hook it up with a pipe up here. There we go. Actually, cool. So now all we gotta do is bring our pipes on over, or not our pipes, what are they called? Power poles. Bring our power poles on over. And once that's connected up, we'll have power running to it. There we go. But yeah, so luckily this is gonna be hopefully the most boring part of this process. Oh, the pipe's turned. Yeah, this actually was much closer than it feels like it was, but yeah, luckily, the player character doesn't move too slowly. Yeah, and also, so I know I talked about it in the last episode too, if you are interested in watching me stream, I know that I've got the channel set up, I just need to do a little bit more, update work and stuff like that, but let me know what you'd like to see on there, because, like right now, the stuff that seems to be most popular for me is my content that's, like these style of games, because it gives me a chance to just kind of relax and take it easy. But if you have anything you want to see, just let me know. Maybe we can move back to shapes for this for some streaming. Fall Guys just came out as of this recording. The time I'm recording it, not the release, because it should be a few days from now. But Fall Guys just came out, and I'm actually really interested in playing that. I actually picked it up and I've put a couple games in, but not played too much, just because I wanted to get some recording good and out of the way before I'm gone for a little bit. And yeah, but okay, cool. So we've got oil starting to be pumped. And yeah, and at some point we'll be able to upgrade all of those to get ourselves some better production, because the next thing I'm going to want to do is, work on making our what should we call it? Speed modules. So, get some advanced circuits, which are the red ones, get some speed modules going, and, make this a little bit faster, and obviously, this will help us keep up with our production of sulfur. And once we have that good and going, we can expand it. We can hopefully make some more sulfur, and then I actually just realized we're a little bit over time for this episode, but that's not the end of the world. I definitely don't mind making longer content. I enjoy just kind of playing this game a lot and chilling out. So hopefully now we should be able to keep more of this saturated. And it looks like we're actually going up, maybe. Slowly but surely, so we'll get there. But alright. And as long as we can keep this going well, we'll be doing okay. Alright, so make sure I save. Alright, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and watched all this way, leave a like for me. Lets me know that I should keep making this kind of content. If you enjoy, just watching me in general, subscribe and, follow for when I release more content. I do Factorio videos on a daily basis now. And, working on expanding to more time slots and stuff like that. I'm getting ready to go on vacation, so it's like I'm gonna still be able to respond and hopefully get enough videos recorded to make up for the time that I'm gone and away from my setup. But we'll see how it goes. But any support's great. I appreciate it. Comments especially. I like trying to reply and get feedback and all that fun stuff. And stay motivated as I keep growing. Was like, I'm surprised that I've even got 40 subscribers that I have now, and eventually I hope to get up there more and more. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. and I will see you in the next episode.